You can't go wrong if you vote for my friend, Carolyn McCune.
I am the best choice for the Lawrence County Clerk of Superior Court.
Whatever Carolyn sets her mind to do, she can do it.
I have the transferable experience. I have the knowledge.
She tells me she's going to do something, and she follows through.
I am a community servant. I want to serve you all. You all are my constituents. You hire me, so I'm going to do the best possible job for all of Lawrence County. Not one sector, but all of Lawrence County.
I would gladly endorse her for this position.
I am Carolyn McLendon McCune, your next Clerk of Superior Court of Lawrence County.
Hey, I'm Glenn Register with Hometown Supply. Hometown Supply, located in downtown Dublin, is here for all of your home and hardware needs. We are committed to providing you with quality products and service on our full line of new and used appliances. We also offer service on most any brand of appliance on the market today. So if you need repairs on appliance, just give us a call here at Hometown Supply. Local delivery is available for merchandise sold. Anything that a customer needs, we take care of. Just remember, if you can't do business at Hometown Supply, you just can't do business.
My opponent states that Lawrence County is one of the most dangerous counties in the state of Georgia. Look with me on the screen. Burglaries, down. Larceny, down. Aggravated assaults, down. Homicides, 1 in 17, 1 in 18, and 1 in 19. For a county this size, that's remarkable. Rape, down. Robberies, down. Auto thefts, down. These are the numbers. Crime is down. We turn in the stats for Lawrence County, Dublin, and then East Dublin turn in their own stats. But I work closely with Chief Chapman, Chief Lukey. We're there to assist them in any way, and anytime the chief needs us, I'm only a phone call away. Citizens, if you re-elect me as sheriff, I'll work hard to continue to make you a safe community. I'm Larry Dean, and I approve this message.
Welcome back. We are going to start now with our debates for our Lawrence County Coroner. Tonight, our candidates are Mr. Richard Stanley and Mr. Kendrick Mack. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to make an opening statement and a closing statement. Each candidate will be given the opportunity to respond back and forth to questions and rebuttal. And again, I will decide if it's time to move on with a particular topic. But you each have 2 minutes for your opening statement, and we are going to start with you, Mr. Stanley.
Good evening. My name is Richard Stanley III. I've been a Lawrence County Coroner for the past 32 years. I'm a 1970 graduate of Lawrence High School at Rents, a 1973 graduate of Gutton Jones College of Funeral Service. I have served the death care industry my whole life. Every time the coroner's services are needed, we're dealing with someone's most prized possession, someone's child, someone's parent, someone's grandparent, someone's sibling, someone's friend. And we make absolutely sure that they are treated with the utmost dignity and respect. The coroner's office has a great working relationship with all law enforcement, medical personnel, fire, 911, and the GBI medical examiner's office. My deputy coroners and I have participated annually with all other emergency first responders and law enforcement in Lawrence County to conduct a mock scene for DUI and texting while driving, showing the teenagers a live stage scene what could actually happen if caught in this situation. I was appointed by the governor of Georgia to serve on the Georgia Coroner's Training Council, which oversees the training and disciplinary actions for each coroner and deputy coroner in the state where I have served for the past 30 years. My deputy coroners and I are active members of the Georgia Coroners Association, where I was appointed by my peers on the Legislative Committee and was president in 2003. I am proud to report that the coroner's office in Lawrence County was the first of 2 counties in Georgia to receive the A.R. King Award, which is the Coroner of the Year for the coroner, and the Harry Pippin Award, which is the Deputy Coroner Award, presented by the Coroners Association. I consider these awards the highest honor during my time of serving to bring back to our wonderful community that we serve every day. I love my job, and it's been a privilege to serve as your coroner. I ask for your vote to re-elect me, Richard Stanley, on November 3rd.
Thank you, Mr. Stanley. Mr. Mack, you have 2 minutes.
Good evening. I'm Kendrick Mack. I'm a candidate for coroner here of Lawrence County. As I thought about this office and running for this actual office, I thought about it because this is something that I've always had a heart's desire to do. After growing up in grade school, I just remember some of my late teachers that have transitioned, such as Miss Pat Stuckey, such as Miss Arvis McCall. Those were some teachers that instilled in me and put in my mind and put in my heart that I can be whatever I want to be. And I believe that goes for anybody, that if you have a heart's desire to be those things and those offices that you desire to run for, you're more than welcome to do so. And so with those teachers instilling that in me, I was just crazy enough to believe that I can be the next coroner of Lawrence County. And so in this time, in this season in our life, I'm grateful to have an opportunity. My uncle, the late Johnny B. Hall, instilled in me. He said, Kendrick, this is something that you can do. Because if Uncle Johnny B. was here today, he would be running in this position today. And so I'm just asking all of you who can and will to please consider me, Kendrick Mack, as the next coroner of Lawrence County.
We'll be right back after a short break.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and cooling unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new Amana, offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Cooling, your Amana dealer. Amana lasts and lasts and lasts.
Hi, I'm Adrienne Love. I'm a proud Soperton native and resident, and our candidate for district attorney. This is my mom, Doris Love. She's our campaign church coordinator. Mama, would you tell the audience a little bit about who you are?
Okay, well, I'm the proud mother of Adrian, number 1, and I am the vice president of the Women's Auxiliary of the 12th District of the General Missionary Baptist Convention of Georgia. Adrienne is tough. She's tough on crime, she's fair, and she's a hard worker. But you can depend on her to do what she said she will do. I know that because I know her.
Thank you, Ma. She's also a retired educator, having taught for how many years?
38 years.
And how many of those were here in Soperton?
About 25 here in Soperton.
So she likely taught many of you, your mothers, and possibly even your grandmothers, but she's not that old. Mama, you're the reason that I am where I am today. Your upbringing, your love, your unyielding and undying support, your firmness, even though I did not appreciate it all the time, that still exists today. Your encouragement to be all that I can be, your encouragement to treat everybody like they count, you know, when you wouldn't let me say, oh, they don't count. Mm-hmm. Your admonishments about me saying those things when I was frustrated. Just your constant love is the reason that I am where I am today. So thank you. Oh gosh!
What you did, put lipstick all over my face.
It's bad.
That's all right.
What makes C21 Durgan Cornegay the #1 realty group in the area? First off, we sell more homes, and our team of agents works harder than any other realty brokerage. Buying or selling a home can be made easy with our professionals, so make the #1 choice in your real estate agent. Century 21 Durden and Cornegay Realty. For more information, log on to c21dublin.com or call us at 272-1535.
Our first question this evening, I'll begin with you, Mr. Stanley. What do you feel is the single greatest asset you bring to this job?
I think the 32 years of being coroner, the desk things we've worked, the friendships we've made through law enforcement to assist, the crime lab, that would be our biggest things.
Thank you. Mr. Mack, what do you feel is the single greatest asset that you would bring to this position?
As most of you all know, aftercare is a great thing that have been in our heart and our mind to bring to Lawrence County. This is something that has not been in effect, and so this is a program. Even when we speak of aftercare, I have a 4-week aftercare program that I have designed since I was working on a Master of Divinity and now on my doctorate degree. I'm working on that and have instilled that, but not only an aftercare program, but also a right from the start program. As we look at Lawrence County, we see the lives of our young people. We're losing our young people to gun violence, to texting and driving and things of that nature. And so I believe if we can bring forth an aftercare program and possibly the goal of a right from the start program, that gives our young people an opportunity to have an up-close look at death and how the decisions they make will affect their tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Mack. I'll start with you. The next question, in what area do you feel you have a distinct advantage over your opponent?
One area that I know I have a distinct advantage over my opponent is that, number one, I'm young, I'm youthful, I'm strong. And not only that, but my education. I have done this. I have proved myself in my education experience and my education level to help assist those families that are down. I have worked with the state of Georgia in our area of counseling. So therefore, I do understand that in times of crisis, that families need someone that they can call on to give them the proper resources so that they are able to live life after experiencing death.
Thank you, Mr. Mack. Mr. Stanley, in what area do you feel you have a distinct advantage over your opponent?
I think my experience of death investigation, I think my education in death care for the past 40 years, that's all I've ever done. You know, I'm not sure where Mr. Mack's going to get this money to start these programs he's talking about. And, you know, you need someone that's licensed in those areas to do that. The coroner's job is to go and determine the cause of death and the manner in death, not to be counseling people.
Would you like to respond?
Yes, I would like to respond. According to the coroner's budget that we have, our fiscal year budget of 2020, the requested budget was $106,000. But however, I've designed a program. I have partnered with licensed counselors that are willing to help me and to assist with me. And when we speak of 32 years of experience, Mr. Stanley, I respect your 32 years of experience, but 32 years ago, you had to start somewhere. 32 years ago, you did not have the experience that you had 32 years later. So here it is. I deserve a chance, just as you have proven yourself over these 32 years, to do the same. And in that time, when I'm elected coroner of Lawrence County, we will determine where those funds will come from.
Ready to move along? Yes, sir. Okay. Mr. Stanley, how do you communicate with a family member when you notify them of a relative's death?
Well, probably 95 out of 100 times, either EMS, the nurses in the ER, have already talked to the family about the death, or the doctor in the ER. They actually go talk to them before the coroner ever goes in. So they've already been talked to when I get there, most times.
Thank you. Mr. Mack, how would you communicate with a family member to notify them of a relative's death?
The way I would communicate with as most humbly as I possibly can to any family member, just taking time with them, being positive with them, praying with them, letting them know that things will be well. That comes also, Mr. Stanley, from my ministerial experience, which I do currently have, but also those things will be able, we will be able to, I got kind of on my question, just give me a question one more.
The question was, how would you communicate with a family member?
Okay, and so being positive with them, being prayerful with them as well, so that is how I would be able to communicate, and also staying hand in hand with the next of kin as well. So I would do that to be able to communicate with my families.
Thank you. Any comments? Good?
I'll go back to my original statement. I appreciate him being a minister and whatever, but you know, you're there to do a different job at that time. Again, cause of death, manner of death, not on the preacher side.
I understand. Thank you for that, Mr. Stanley, but that's something I'm willing to offer and able to assist and aid the citizens of Lawrence County.
Mr. Mack, when it comes to education or training, specifically, why are you the better candidate?
The reason I'm a better candidate, as I said, maybe many of you read our newspaper, I have been in the death care industry as well as Mr. Stanley for a number of years. And also, I've been through the Georgia Coroners Association. I've completed the course of due regard and also the 40-hour course of Coroner Basic, which also qualifies me for this. And also, when we talk about education, I have that which I stated earlier.
Mr. Stanley, when it comes to education and training, why are you the better candidate?
Well, I've been your coroner for 32 years. I've also attended that 40-hour mandate, attended 24 hours every year since then. So we've just had a lot more training in the death care side of what we do.
Thank you. Mr. Stanley, let's see. Share your feelings on viewing prior to the deceased being released to a funeral home, assuming no further investigation by the medical examiner is required.
I have no problem with that. The only problem we've had there is there's no place to do that. The commissioners and I have had several conversations about possibly building a facility where they would be that, but at this point in time, there's no facility to allow a family to view a body.
Mr. Mack, would you share your feelings on viewing prior to the deceased being released to a funeral home, assuming there is no further medical examination?
First of all, we'll make sure that a positive identification is made. Therefore, once we have that positive identification can be given in different manners. It does not simply means that you have to come positively ID the remains of a decedent, but also a photo picture would be good to positively ID, because everybody cannot handle the point of identifying.
That's been done on many occasions, a picture of a tattoo, lots of different things to let a family make sure that was their loved one. We'll take a picture at DR and show them that, so that's already in process.
Good? Okay. We'll be right back after a short break.
I'm Marshall Floyd, and I want to be Lawrence County's next sheriff. Since my opponent took office in 2017, his promises have not been kept. He promised to be a good steward of our tax dollars. However, he has increased the sheriff's office budget by over $1 million. He promised to promote from within. Instead, 6 of his campaign supporters were hired, given administrative positions, some with salaries twice that of a new employee. He promised to lower the employee turnover rate. Instead, he's had to fill over 100 employee vacancies. The loss of the experience, training, and education of these employees is an investment the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office cannot continue to lose. Empty political promises have not gotten the job done. Lawrence County citizens, you deserve better. Vote for integrity. Vote for professionalism. Vote for experience. Vote for progress. Vote to make a difference. Vote for Marshall Floyd, Lawrence County Sheriff. I'm Marshall Floyd, and I approve this message.
Hey, I'm Tom Dominy with Dublin Wind Nelson, and we're a full-service wholesaler specializing in plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products. We are committed to building long-term relationships with our customers by earning your business every day. With a staff that collectively offers more than 50 years of expertise, our team knows your industry and is able to answer your questions and is ready to help you get the parts and equipment you need. At Dublin Wind Nelson, our goal is the long-term success of your business. We achieve that goal with a simple commitment to doing things right, one customer at a time. So come by and see us at Dublin Wind Nelson, 507 Airport Road, or give us a call at 478-272-3585, or stop by and see our website at dublinwindnelson.com.
Thank you for allowing me to serve you for the past 35 years. Hello, I'm Jackie Dalton, your Clerk of Superior Court in Lawrence County. I began my career in the clerk's office in 1985. I was appointed Chief Deputy Clerk in 1996 and elected as clerk in 2009. Throughout the years, I have gained knowledge and experience in every department in this office. I have a proven track record. I have gained knowledge and experience through dedication to this office and the people I serve. And I ask you to please go to the polls, vote for, and re-elect me as your Clerk of Superior Court. Thank you for your continued support. I'm Jackie Dalton, and I approved this message.
Mr. Mack, as coroner, how would this position impact your personal business?
As far as that, I'm working for the citizens of Lawrence County. Unfortunately, like we have now, our current coroner currently has that of the coroner's office that is currently housed out of his place of business. Therefore, when I become the next coroner of Lawrence County, I seek to work with commissioners to make sure something is in place due to the fact when we look at the clerk of courts, when we look at the probate court, when we look at the superior court, each of those offices sits on county property. And as Mr. Stanley simply said, that they are in process of looking to do something, but however, out of so many years, our county cooler actually sits at his place of business. And I simply said that to say, out of all those offices, they operate out of county property versus the coroner's office being operated out of the place of business, which Mr. Stanley currently has. However, I look to work with commissioners to make sure that it would be on county property.
Mr. Stanley, how does, if it does, how does the personal business, how is that affected by your position as coroner?
It does not affect it at all. They're two different businesses. You run the coroner's office with the left hand. My funeral business is run with the right hand. True, the coroner's office is there where it's always been because there's not a facility or a building to put it in. Same with the cooler. That discussion's been with the commissioners on several different times, but nothing's never been done to fix that yet.
I'll start with you on this one, Mr. Stanley. What is your preference for an unclaimed body, burial or research?
Research, there's so much liability out there. I don't know that you could turn a body over to do research without going through a big court system to do it. My personal opinion is each one of them needs to be buried. That way, if a family comes back, you can take them out and say, there's your loved one there. They could have that body moved to another town, another cemetery, or whatever. At the present time, Lawrence County cremates all unclaimed bodies like that. But that was something the commissioners and the county administrator done.
Mr. Stanley, what would your preference be there as to an unclaimed body, burial or research?
The same thing as Mr. Stanley currently has in place. It's great to work with that of our current commissioners. Therefore, that item or that statement will be left in the current place of where it's at.
Thank you, gentlemen. I think we have reached the time for your closing statements, and since we began with Mr. Stanley, we'll begin with you, Mr. Mack, for your closing.
Great. Please, Lawrence County. I'm Kendrick Mack. I'm asking for your support as the next coroner of Lawrence County. Mr. Stanley has served pleasantly these number of years, but yes, 32 years later, it is an opportunity for me to become the next coroner of Lawrence County. Just this past week, I had many constituents that Mr. Stanley currently serves with, such as on the Georgia's training councils, the Coroner's Training Council. They have came to me and asked me to please win this particular race. And so I'm asking all of you who can and will to please vote for me and elect me as the next coroner of Lawrence County. And remember, on November 3rd, when you go cast your ballot, or before early voting, please cast your ballot for Kendrick K. Mack as the next coroner of Lawrence County. And remember, I am the coroner who cares.
Thank you, Mr. Mack. Mr. Stanley?
Thank you for allowing me to serve as your coroner for the past 32 years. I feel that my deputy coroners and I have done a remarkable job with the resources that we have. Through our extensive training, knowledge, and hands-on expertise of death investigation, I feel that I am the best qualified candidate for coroner. I love my job and have considered it a privilege to serve as your coroner. I ask you to vote Richard Stanley, November 3rd, 2020, and I am the coroner who cares.
Thank you, Mr. Stanley, and thank you, Mr. Mack. Thank you.
I am proud and honored to speak on the behalf of Stepping Stone and the great work that they have done in our community. We are very blessed to have Stepping Stone here to assist not only our community and the victims with the spirit of excellence, but even to our law enforcement when it comes down to prosecuting these cases. Stepping Stone is epic when it comes down to the forensic interview, the evaluation, as well as the medical exam right here in Dublin, Georgia. For years, I've served on the board here at Stepping Stone in the past, and it was a task to get a sane nurse here in this area. And Brooke has done an excellent job with her staff to have a sane nurse to serve 8 or more counties when it comes down to these types of investigations. You cannot ask for a better facility. So today, I'm very proud to speak on their behalf and the great work they've done in our community.
First Lawrence Bank invites you to experience banking at its best. Whether you have personal or business needs, we're a full-service bank big enough to handle all of your banking needs and small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank like First Lawrence Bank. Looking forward to your future? That's First Lawrence Bank in Dublin and Dexter, member FDIC.